Peeps, it's your boy Mark here, aka Metaphysical Mark. If you have not gone and visited my business page, go type in Metaphysical Mark with a C right now, and please like, because that is where I have more of my information about what I'm going to talk about right now. Also, go to YouTube, type in Metaphysical Mark or Third Eye Conversations and subscribe, because I have a lot of videos with a lot of juicy content up there as well. I just want to come live and go live for a little bit because I made 2 posts and got 2 different reactions from both of those posts, and I did that on purpose. I did it to show that a lot of people don't really understand what ESP or extra sensitive or sensory is when it comes to what in layman's terms we call catching a vibe or feeling a vibe. It's basically the same thing. And to break it down in scientific understanding, we are all electromagnetic beings. So we are energy. We are electro energy and we're magnetic energy. So that's why we have that law of attraction, because it's a magnetic pull. If you're on a certain vibration, you will attract the same that you are based off of that magnetic pull. Also, you know which way to go off of that magnetic pull, which we call our intuition. So I made a post that said a lot of people don't know what ESP is, and it shows. And I got like 2 or 3 likes. And I made a post immediately after that saying a lot of people don't understand what feeling a vibe really means, and it shows. And I got over 20 something likes on it and like shares. I basically just said the same thing in different terminology, and it shows that a lot of people are not even aware of the 2 are 1. It's the same thing. You're catching that vibe and you're feeling that vibe because that person or that place is not on the same vibrational frequency as you. So you are picking up on those electromagnetic energies around you that are so subtle that if you are not attuned, even if you are not attuned, if you've not been practicing picking up on those energies, you still feel the difference, and you feel it in your body to where it's like, I don't like your vibe, so I'm gonna go away from you. You're picking up on energies. This is all the same terminology, just different, just views, basically, in layman terms and scientific terms and in spiritual terms and all. When we realize that we're all talking about the same thing, then we'll all be able to actually understand each other in that sense. So when spiritual people say that I can feel you or I'm picking up on your energy to give you a reading, that means that they have been versed in feeling those subtle energies through meditation practices, concentration practices, yoga, all these other sorts of practices that we in the West are finally understanding, but those in the East have been known for centuries and eons. That's where Reiki's coming into play now here, but Reiki has been over there in the eastern parts of the world for ages, because they understood energy is the same as your physical being. That's what makes up your physical apparatus here, is the vibration. You're vibrating all the time. You're always on a frequency. Nothing stands still. Nothing is still. Matter is just a low, dense vibration. This is science. I'm not saying anything that you can't go look up scientifically, which is why I love that more people are understanding and coming to more agreeance to spirituality and science should never have been separated in the beginning. This is what alchemy was back in the days. A lot of people thought that alchemy was physical. Alchemy was physical. You can turn a base metal into gold, but you also can turn yourself from a base matter into something that is beyond that, something that transmutes a bunch of low dense energies in others, which is really the philosopher's stone. So when I speak about ESP or I speak about picking up on vibes, I'm literally saying the same things, but in just different terminologies. So I just want to come on here and just say that and go into more depth. Look into more electromagnetic stuff. Look into more energetic stuff. It's not demonology. It does not go against your religion. If you understand your religion enough, then you realize that a lot of the parables, a lot of the things that people talk about in religion goes hand in hand with what I'm saying now. You're just picking up on those times. You're channeling through, or you're picking up on energies that are always around you. It's scientifically proven that our eyes only pick up 2.3% of the light spectrum that's really around us, meaning that you can't see the the ultraviolet light that's around you. You can't see the gamma rays and the stuff that's around you, which hence comes into play with the radiation that people are talking about. We don't know that much about the 5G to say that it's the radiation that's killing us. We don't know that yet because it takes time to build these data facts. But what you can do is go Google what 4G does to you. It's radiation. 3G, radiation. 2G, radiation. And there's scientific evidence that backs all of this. So people that are getting the headaches, because this is really what made me make the post, because I seen somebody say a real slick kind of comment towards people that are actually experiencing headaches, saying that, oh, they turned the 5G towers off, you guys stop having headaches now, trying to make fun of the fact that people are just now being more aware that they're picking up on these things, that they're feeling these things in the physical, because it starts energetic. Your energetic field is not based off of or only subjective to your skin. Your electromagnetic field expands 2 to 3 times your body. And majority of the time, if you are understanding of this and you're coming from your heart center, your heart electromagnetic pulses expands out further than your mental. So your heart chakra, which when we go into chakra talk, your heart chakra, if you live in your heart, which is why a lot of religions say live in your heart and protect your heart, because your heart expands out more than your mental energy does, your mental field does. So when you are in tune with yourself and you're living from that heart center, you pick up on more things than you would, or closer than you would if you were just going through your mental energy. So with that being understood, when you interact with people, you can pick up on subtleties of their energetic field. You can pick up on certain things that they are either dealing with or going through or shedding. It all depends on how well versed you are with your energetic field and what you pick up. Because if you spend the time within yourself, you spend the time with yourself, then you will know yourself. And this is what I've been trying to tell people, to meditate, get to know your energies. When you close your eyes and you cut off your senses, then you unlock the other ones. You start to feel with your body, with your ethereal body, the feels that's outside of you. You start to pick up on those things. And then here's an example of things that we all can say that we have had this experience. You've ever been facing something and you feel somebody walk behind you and you can feel them walk behind you? That's because their electromagnetic field and your electromagnetic field has just mixed. So you're picking up on that energy because you're not looking at them. We rely on these senses so much, even though every religion tells you that they are faulty. Every scientific evidence tell you that they are faulty. Your eyes can play tricks on you. But yet we want to be believers by sight and not by faith, not by knowing. Meaning, close your eyes. Stand in that understanding. Feel that peace. Feel that energy. Feel that calmness. And then you'll start to pick up on more things, the subtleties of things that you can't pick up with these 5 senses that we have. We're not limited to these 5 senses. We're not limited to this body. We're not limited to our mind. We are unlimited beings. We are energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only changed. So when you evolve and you elevate your energy, which we call ascension is just moving your energy from up, and you can descend by moving it down. Just like I said, matter is literally vibrating subtly. So it makes it look like it's a solid, but nothing is a solid. And if you pay attention to science, or in science class, they tell you this, because even atoms have, 95% of empty space. It's not empty space. It's potential. It's potential energy. It's kinetic energy. Tesla was a pioneer for this. He used to literally light bulbs by holding them in his hand because he understood that he can tap into this free energy that's around us, that's in that empty space that's there. We also have this empty space in our DNA, and backing what I was talking about yesterday about unlocking your DNA. If you tap into that empty space, or what scientists call junk DNA, we only use like 0.5 of our DNA strand that scientists know of. The rest they call junk because they just don't understand it, or they call it dark matter. It's unlimited energy and they don't understand it, so they just call it something else. They discard it because we are flawed as human beings and we want to know everything. We want to say that we know everything, which is why I'm so glad all this scientific evidence of just the coronavirus and science is telling you this is what it is, and then it's not, showing that we are flawed and we can have these mistraits in our walks of life and still be human. It's okay to be wrong, and that is what we need to really realize. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to not know everything. It's okay because we're still learning as a species. We're still young as a species, the human race. So we have a lot to learn, but ego will try to make you feel like you know everything. Just like myself, I don't know. I'm still learning. I learn every day. That's why I made the post saying I'm still 26 years old. God's still working on me. But it's a blessing that I have the knowledge that I have now. Just imagine when I'm 50. Imagine when I'm 60. I'm looking forward to meeting that guy. You know what I mean? Because I know I am still learning, which is why I put myself in situations to learn still, which is why I put myself in courses that I'm still learning in, around people that can still teach me, because I can only see from my own perspective. So when I share, I'm sharing because I want feedback. Y'all talk to me, please. Don't just listen. It's okay to listen, but talk back, because you might say something that I didn't even know about. And I'd be like, thank you. I didn't even see it that way. That is communion. That's true fellowship. That's true worship in a sense, because we are coming together as one. When it says 2 or more gather in my name and I am present, that's what I mean by that. So when I come live, when I come and make my post, engage with me, please. That's why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it just to try to spew information at people. It's not me. That's not me. I'm not the type to beat a dead horse or to beat people into submission. That's not me. You either see it or you don't. That's not up to me. That's up to your level of vibration at that time. Will it resonate with you at this time or will it not? It's okay. I'm just putting it out here. So maybe in 2 or 3 more years, you run across this video and you be like, oh, now I understand more about what he was saying then. And me, myself, I go back and I listen to my videos after the fact. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize that that's where I was putting those 2 and 2 together. Because a lot of the times I'm not thinking. A lot of the times I'm just speaking from my heart center, from my soul. So it's purely coming out. And that's a vibration that I have been trying to get in tune with fully, because if anybody's aware with Abraham Hicks, she does it. If you're aware with anybody that does channel information, they're just gathering information and connecting to a higher source or a collective source, because every thought you have, it's not always your thought. Let me say that again. Every thought you have is not always your thought. Somebody probably already thought it. So now it's in the field or in the cloud. So now we have a universal cloud of consciousness that you can pull from. The Akashic Records. If you don't know what the Akashic Records is, look it up. Because I spent a lot of time in Akashic, because that's where I got a lot of my information and understanding from. And when I get it, I speak it, and then I hear it, and I understand it. So this is why I make a lot of videos. A lot of people don't realize that I have to create the content so I can get back what I'm putting out or what's coming through me, so then I can hear it back. And I'm like, oh, that makes so much more sense. So then I can break it down for people who are not as receptive to what is coming through, or as receptive as people who are connected to those energies or those subtle energies and have that ESP to where they can feel those energies. And for the people who do feel those energies, but they're not aware that that's what it is, and they're scared based off of fear-based stuff. If God did not want us to connect, then we would not be here, if that makes any sense. Everything that I'm saying, you can look up scientifically as well as spiritually. And then you put two and two together. Now you have a better understanding of the walks of the world and how the world works. So then now you can maneuver in the world with the world and not just being outside of the world, inside the world, because that is where we're at as human beings. We place ourselves so far outside that we forgot that we are part of this. It works with us. So with that being said, when I made that post of saying feeling vibes, everybody's been feeling a lot of vibes recently, right? You're feeling the anxiety. Everybody's anxious. They don't understand why they're anxious. You're anxious because you're feeling the weight of the world. You're feeling the energy everybody's emitting in the world right now. It's panic. It's panic. It's panic. So if you embody this, meaning if you allow it to come into your energy field and attach itself without you consciously, because like I said, your mind controls matter. Mind over matter. This is why they say mind over matter. Your mind controls matter. Where your attention goes is where your energy flows. So if you attach yourself to those warriors, those doubters, those people that are just really just speaking just to speak because they don't know how else to deal with what they're dealing with, then you take on that energy and it weighs down on you. Now you've brought yourself from where you are at in your own energy naturally, innately, because like I said, we all vibrate at a certain rate by birth. That's why I speak about my life path being a 33, because energetically, that's the 33 vibration. That's the vibration that I was born in based off of numerology. Astrologically, we have those traits associated with our zodiac sign, but that is because of the energy when you were born on a certain day where that planet was in the ruling house. This is the same type of stuff that I'm talking about with anything else, because yes, we are in the age of Aquarius. A lot of things are happening, but a lot of people still don't understand what that even means. So the fact that people are awakening, they don't have sources because it's so diluted that people don't understand, and they're fearing. It's fear-based. They have put fear around anything that's not underneath a religious sect. So this is why I'm so glad that I found metaphysics, in a sense of I'm not associated with any religion. I'm not associated with any type of philosophy. It is the ways of taking all of that and finding your way in your walk in this world. Like I say all the time, knowledge belongs to no man. Knowledge is vast. So knowledge is not either good or bad. Knowledge is. It's knowledge. The knowledge of good and evil. It's the knowledge. So how can you say that they're over there are going to hell, or because they have that amount of knowledge over there? They don't live over here. That's like me saying somebody in South America, just because they don't understand what we do here in America, they're just ignorant, and no, we're ignorant to their culture. So it's coming together and finding out those perspectives, those different sides, and that's a knowledge in itself. If you can take yourself out of your body and put yourself in somebody else's shoes by just listening to them and gaining access and perspective, now you have a better understanding of yourself, them, and the middle part of it. So, excuse me, I just got done eating, guys. Sorry, so I'm burpy. But when I made that post, I was shocked at how many people actually did not realize what I was doing. They didn't realize that I actually was saying the same things, just two different ways. Because a lot of people hear me say, am I doing my card readings, my intuitive readings, my channelings, and they just think demonic. Like, no. It's not that. If you go look in any religious sect, you have prophets, you have seers, you have dreamers. They're doing the same things. Just like you have the other aspect of it. It's not the knowledge that's good and evil. It is the people and what they do with that knowledge that makes it either good or evil. But it's all perspective. It's all perspective. And it's all intentions. Intentions are the number one thing in anything that you do. Especially manifestation. Especially your karmic cycle. It's your intent. Because just like it says, and I love using the Bible because I grew up Christian, and I love Christ, meaning the Christ vibration, meaning that love vibration, that being that came down from into a human body purely as a soul of love, to show in a time where that was not the case. Love rules all. So love is a strong vibration. So when you vibrate on that love frequencies, miracles happen. You can heal people. You're coming from a pure state. You're not coming from this. You're not coming from your mind. You're not coming from your ego. It has its own defense mechanism to question everything, because this is your operator here in this world. You see with your eyes, but you're not really seeing with your eye. You're seeing with your mind. Because if I see something that I've never seen before and my mind can't comprehend it, I won't be able to see it. This is proven facts. If my mind cannot comprehend something, I will not be able to see it. That's why when people have dreams, they have weird dreams, because you're gaining information based off what your brain can comprehend. That's why they say people cannot comprehend comprehend something that they have not been exposed to or understand. This is why I speak the way that I speak, because during my spiritual journey, during my journeys, I was exposed to things that I never knew existed until I understood them, and then they start showing up. Just like if your mom or dad buys a new car and it's let's say a white Ford Fiesta. You're going to see white Ford Fiestas everywhere when you're on the road doing something you're not supposed to do. Correct? Because that's stuck into your imagination. It's stuck into your consciousness. So that's what your radar, that's what your brain is picking up on. Because especially if you know you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing. So that's the first person you think of. Oh, my mom gonna kill me. Everywhere you look, you seeing your mom. You're seeing your mom. You're seeing your mom's car. You're seeing somebody that look like her. You see what I'm saying? So when you change your perspective and you change your mind, you change your intent and your direction, then you will start to see more things come into light. But you have to allow yourself to expand your consciousness. You have to expand your awareness. We are put in a box. We're not born in a box. We're put in a box. Because these babies that are born nowadays are super conscious. My daughter, oh my gosh, I love having conversations with my 6-year-old daughter. Ever since she was 2, 3 years old, she's been on point with things because she's spirit. She's spirit. She's wide open. We close that by telling them how they should be in this world instead of letting them just be in the world. Learning from them, learning how to be as a child. Being in what did it say in the Bible? To get into the gates to heaven, you have to have the heart of a child. Because it's pure, it's wide open, and they're connected to things that we can't see. I know everybody's heard the saying of babies that are smiling in their sleep is because angels are talking to them. I know everybody has heard that. I've seen stories of 3-year-olds tell their parents about their last reincarnation. I've heard stories about 3 to 4-year-olds tell their parents that they were the miscarried child. How can a 3-year-old know this? But us as humans, we want to rationalize things based off our minds because we think the brilliant thinkers, no, the brilliant beings. Tesla was as great as he was so much of a spiritual being that he understood that his science came from his ethereal body. It came down into him. He didn't prize his mind. He prized his vessel as being a channel for this information to come through. That's why he was able to access to free energy and light bulbs, shoot electricity through his hands in the 1800s. When this sort of things was so shocked or shunned on because it was so considered abnormal. But really, it's everybody has this trait. Everybody has gifts. Everybody. You just have to allow yourself to tap into them and get away from the fear-based and go into the faith-based. God didn't teach you how to fear, bro. It says it in the Bible. Fear is of the enemy. Correct? So why y'all keep telling me to fear God? That's of the enemy, man. That's of the enemy. I don't fear anything. I don't. Because why? Why would I lower my vibration to be subjective to those lower vibrations? No, I live in love. I live in love and I live in light. So my vibration is up here because I'm vibrating on that love frequency, which Jesus, Yahshua, taught. Love. He said 2 commandments. He made 2 new commandments in the New Testament. Love God with thy mind, thy body, and thy spirit. And 2, love thy neighbor as thyself. I hear love, 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 love. I don't hear fear God. I don't hear that. I hear love, love God, love. And then everything underneath that, this hangs all the laws and the commandments. Meaning that if you walk in love, you're not going to kill your neighbor. You're not going to go and commit this with your neighbor. You're not going to go do heinous crimes if you're living in love. It will fall in place naturally. You will automatically be in that love vibration. So all those lower things won't even bother you because you're above them. It's vibrations. We are vibrations. We are vibrations. And people that do energy work, they understand these vibrations. Because when we're in that state of being, our vibrations are like this. We start to sweat. Hands start getting clammy and stuff like that. Because you're on a higher vibration. You're vibrating really, really, really fast. Because you're connecting yourself to a higher vibration. That's why I tell people, it's not I. Don't thank me. Don't thank me. Because it's not me. I'm just blessed to be able to understand, to get out of my own way. That was the biggest thing, was to get out of my own way. I don't want the praise. I don't want no, it's not me. It's not me. It's just, I'm an example. I'm an example. And I'm so glad to be an example to show people that they are just like me. If a guy that came from foster care can be who I am right now and going to be, why can't you? That's why I share my story so much. That's why I talk about my struggles so much, to show that I'm no different than anybody else out there in the worst part of the world, in the worst situations. I am just the same as that. We are the same. The only difference was that I decided consciously to make a decision that I want to be a better me. So I took it upon myself to evaluate me wholeheartedly through love. I looked at my flaws. I looked at my walk. I stopped judging others about what they could have done better, what they should have done, and looked at myself at that moment and said, what can I do now moving forward? I learned about I learned about my chakras and actually went into depth with actually learning those things. But they've always been in my awareness because when I was little, I loved watching anime. And Naruto talked about chakras. And I watched Naruto since middle school. So now that I'm older and I'm learning about chakras, I'm like, they told me about this 10 years ago. You know what I mean? So you start to see that it's always been there, but you were not aware enough to pick up on it. So now that you're aware of it, you start to see more. Your consciousness has expanded more. So now your view has expanded more. More things come into your field that makes more sense and are more alignment with the vibration that you're on. So when we do vibrate, more things come into alignment. And if we vibrate through our true self, not what the world has tried to make us, because you cannot put a piano in a plastic bottle No matter how many times you done shove 3 or 4 keys in there. You see what I'm saying? So you have to stay true to your authentic self to be able to feel your authentic self, to be able to feel your energy field as is instead of what you think it is. Because once you think, what did I say? Where your attention goes, where your energy flows. So you're not even feeling your energy. You're trying to manipulate your energy into being something that it's not. No, take the time to research yourself. Take your time to look into your numerology chart, your astrology chart. What else is out there? I seen what is the enneagrams or whatever. All the things that are tools to find out more about you. Keep digging about you. Keep finding more information out about you, because the more you know about yourself, the more you can differentiate between the you that you know inside and the projection or what the world wants you to be. And then you will have a conscious decision on what you really want and what really feels right with you. Like me, like I live here, but half of the time I'm not even here, meaning that I live on this world and I work in the world. But I know that my existence is not just here. I'm a multi-dimensional being, meaning I exist on, so do you, 3 different planes automatically: mental, spiritual, and physical, all at one time. So with that understanding, I can maneuver through all 3 at one time simultaneously. So with that understanding, it takes time and it takes practice. You're not going to get it in one day. You're not going to get it in 1 year. You're not going to get it in 10 years. I'm still learning. Like I said, I am still learning. I love being a student of life. If you look at my profile, it says teacher/student or student/teacher of life. Because as I teach, I learn. And as I learn, I teach. There is no higher or lower. You know what I mean? It's not no I'm better, you're no, we're of the same. We all just have different walks. So if I can help you on your walk and you can help me on my walk, great. Because that is communion. I want fellowship, which is why I kept saying that when I start my ministry, it will not be held in a church. I don't want you to come to church. No, I want you to speak. It's going to be meetings. I'm not going to be up there talking and preaching and telling y'all what to do and sending people home. No, I want people to talk to me. Tell me what's going on with your life. And then I'll tell you what's going on with my life. And we can draw from each other and inspire each other and uplift each other. I don't want a whole pulpit full of people that's been there 20 years. Why are you still here for 20 years? Why are you still here for 20 years? Doesn't even make any sense to me. I don't want that. I want you to get what you need and then continue to keep getting what you need. I know I'm not going to be the person to give you what you need for 20 years. That's stagnation. I don't want anybody that's around me to be stagnant. I want people to continue to grow. And I want to continue to hear you grow. I want you to go out and then come back and be like, man, I just experienced this, and this. And I'm like, that's amazing. Because while you were going, I was experiencing this and this and this and this and this. Good. Bow. All right, I'll talk to you in a few more years. Stuff like that. Because that's real fellowship to me. That's real interaction to me. So let me go read some of these. Kayla, let me go back up and find out what you were saying. I appreciate you. Yeah, you just basically just adding on to what I'm saying. Yes, exactly. Exactly. You can't force people. That's why I don't. And I just speak my truth. If you want to take it, if it resonates with you, great. Good. If it doesn't, that means it wasn't meant for you. I know this as living examples. My parent has told me something that I just blew off. And I heard the exact same words from a random stranger. And I took that crap to heart. Because I could not hear it from that messenger. Which is fine. I know that a lot of people won't get the message from me as a messenger. But you know what? All these 7 people that's watching right now, I bet somebody get it from you. I bet you're getting something now. And then you'll pass it on. and then they'll pass it on, and then it'll ripple effect. It's a ripple effect. That's how you plant seeds. You don't plant seeds and sit there the next day thinking you're finna grow and reap your harvest. No, that little seed is gonna grow into a tree that's gonna that's gonna produce fruit that bears 10, 12, 100 times that one seed. You get what I'm saying? So that's really what I be doing, just planting seeds. Planting seeds, because that's why I'm here. It's literally why I'm here. If I wasn't, I'll be out doing the most stupidest, bizarre crap in the world, which is why I'm glad God slowed me down. I'm glad my life happened how it had to happen, because now I can relate to a lot of people. I was out in the world. I played football. I was a star football player. So I understand that extreme of ego. I understand it because I lived it. So that's why I can talk on it. I understand the struggles of the world because I lived it, so I can talk on it. I also understand faith because I live it, so I can talk on it. I also understand spirituality because I've lived it and I can talk on it. I understand both sides, good and evil, dark and light, because I've lived it, so I can talk on it. That's why I like gaining experiences, so I can talk on it, so people can know they're not alone. What people are most afraid to do is talk on things, because they don't want to be judged. I don't care about being judged, to be completely honest with you. I don't care about being judged because I've been judged my whole life. I've been told can't be this. I broke that. Oh, you're a foster child. You're never going to be. Broke that. Oh, none of your people have ever went to college. I went to college on a full ride scholarship. Broke that. Oh, you can't do this because you were this and this and this. It's been a whole year since I've been a professional metaphysician. Broke that. You see what I'm saying? So don't let people judge you. Don't let that hold you back from what you know inside yourself that you are. Because that's your true self. Live through your heart center, your true self. Because when you're you, people gonna feel that. They're gonna draw to that. And then that's gonna allow them to find a space in themselves around that energy to be themselves too. And that's really what it's all about. That's really what it's all about. It's inspiring by being an example. I can tell you something all the time. It's parenting. I'm a parent. So I take everything that I'm saying now and I put it towards that. I know for a fact that kids do not listen to their parents. They watch their parents. I know that for a fact. You know how I know that? I never taught my daughter how to meditate. Her mom called me one day and said, "You taught my daughter how to meditate?" No, not at all. She's too young. Then why she came in there and told me, "Mommy, calm down, sit down, cross your legs, and we're going to meditate." At 4 years old. I didn't teach her that. She saw me without me even knowing that she saw me meditate. Because they watch. People watch. Just like I was talking to my friend today. And he was like, "I might not like anything, bro, but just know I'm watching." And I said, "I know." Because I get that a lot. A lot of people won't engage. They won't say anything, but I know they're watching. And that's all that it's about. That's all that it's about. Because I'm giving people the only thing that I can take credit for is for being obedient. Because it's some things that are placed on my heart that I cannot not speak on. That I cannot not say. And that's just me being obedient to what I feel inside myself, inside my soul, inside my spirit. And with that, it's inspiring others to do the same thing. I tell people, speak, man. Regardless if anybody agrees with you, just speak, because it's going to make you feel better. It's going to make you feel more fulfilled. And then with you speaking, you're going to find your voice. It took me a while to find this voice. And I'm still refining my voice. As you can tell, you still feel the human part of me, the mental part of me. And then when it's flowing and that vibration comes through, you know when that vibration comes through, it hits differently. It sounds differently. The toning is different. So that's also why I do the videos too, because I feel it, but I want to hear it too. I want to hear it as well. And when I speak, I don't always hear my voice how you guys hear my voice, which is scientific. You can look that up too. A lot of people don't even have an inner monologue, which I just learned. So that just throws out a bunch of the, the scientific understandings of how people comprehend and how people decipher information. So we're still learning as humans, and it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to feel emotions, you know what I mean? But don't be afraid to speak them out, because you're not alone. As much as you think that nobody understands you, it's somebody out there that understands you. I'm telling you, it's somebody out there that understands you. So that being said, I'm gonna head out. Light and love, y'all. Remember what I said. Be true to yourself. Take this time to know yourself, to learn yourself, get familiar with yourself, because this is a very important time to be who you are, because we need every unique individual to be them in order for us to bring what we need to this world. Light and love.